Fareed Zakaria GPS, seen in Sunday morning 10 Eastern and Pacific.
Mohammed, what do you make of the most recent moves by President Mubarak, appointing Omar Suleiman as his vice president, appointing another former army officer as the prime minister, the former aviation minister? What is your reaction?
Well, Fareed, I think this is a hopeless, desperate attempt by Mubarak to stay in power. I think it is loud and clear from everybody in Egypt that Mubarak has to leave today, and this is non-negotiable for every Egyptian. People have been saying or demonstrating for him to leave. Today, the demonstration is that he should be put to trial. If he wants to save his skin, if he has an iota of patriotism, I would advise him to leave today and save the country.
And what would you like to see happen after that? Let us say Mubarak resigns. What are the next steps that must happen in Egypt?
Well, the next step, Fareed, as everybody now agrees on, is a transitional period, a government of national salvation, of national unity, and then prepare the grounds for a new constitution, a free and fair election. These are the three basic demands, what every Egyptian is agreeing upon. And of course, hoping that the army will be able to control the situation. Right now, Fareed, the country is ablaze, looting is everywhere, disbanded police forces that they were disbanded for nobody knows how they were disbanded, are looting around the country. The army is not able to control things. Millions are in the street. This is a country is falling apart, and he needs to leave today. That will help at least 70% to be followed by a smooth transition of a national unity government, to be followed by all the measures set in place for a free and fair election and democratic constitution. Egypt needs to catch up with the rest of the world. We need to be free, democratic, and a society where people have the right to live in freedom and dignity. That's what you get after 30 years, Fareed, of utter brutal dictatorship supported by everybody in the name of pseudo-stability.
You mentioned the army, Mohammed. Talk about that, because Omar Suleiman is himself a former member of the armed forces. The new prime minister is. There is speculation that the army is backing these moves by Mubarak, has in effect taken control of the country.
Well, I don't see that the army is taking control of the country, Fareed. If you look around, there's 500,000 people everywhere in the middle of Cairo, in the middle of Alexandria. Omar Suleiman is a person I know. I have respect for him, but the army is not change of personalities. They need a change of system. We need to have a substantive, drastic shift from a dictatorship into a democracy like the rest of the world. What I have been authorized, mandated by the people who organized this demonstration, by many other parts of the Egyptians, to agree on a national unity government, and I hope that I should be in touch soon with the army, and we need to work together. The army is part of Egypt, and we have the highest respect for them as civilians, and we need to work together to get Egypt out where we are today. A country is falling apart.
You say you hope to be in contact with the army. Have they reached out to you? Do you intend to reach out to them?
Not yet, Fareed. I haven't. I mean, the whole situation has been moving very, very fast. And but today there has been a number of declarations by different parts of the Egyptian society, from right, left, and center, mandating me to work with the army, with everybody in Egypt, with the outside world, to ensure smooth transition.
You've heard President Obama's statements in which he says he has asked President Mubarak to act on his promise to change, to bring democracy to Egypt. Do you think? Do you want him to do more than that?
Of course, I do. I have, as you know, the utmost respect for President Obama as a person that I work with during my time at the IAEA. I have a lot of admiration for. But I can tell you in honesty, as a friend of the U.S., that your policies right now is a failed policy. It's a policy that is lagging behind. It's a policy that is having the effect here in Egypt that you are losing whatever left of credibility. And however, will be overtaken by events, and I want you to be on top of things. Your policy right now, and this is an honest advice, Farid, is absolutely has no credibility here in Egypt. You know, that is coming from a friend of the U.S., somebody who lived in 15 years in the U.S. and worked throughout my life in the U.S. I would like to see a democratic Egypt a democratic Egypt that is able to have a friendly relationship with the U.S. We have always had a lot of common interests, and there is no reason to believe that a democracy here will not lead to a better relationship with the U.S. based on respect and equity.
Do you want President Obama to come out and publicly ask President Mubarak to resign?
I mean, obviously, that is going to happen. I think, Farid, if not today, it's tomorrow. You know, it will happen that he has to leave the country within the next 3 days. There is no way out, as I see it. It's better for President Obama not to appear that he is the last one to say to President Mubarak, it's time for you to go. Leave in dignity before things are going out of hand. We have seen the fate of many dictators. I do not want to see that happening in Egypt.